This is Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 12. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy the transgressions of our education. Call halal Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this word in sincerity and truth on the four corners of the earth. I'm just back with another quick lesson, all right, about Esau. Not only Esau, all right, even 2/3 of our own people, all right, they're gonna come at us, because of what we stand for. All right, we can never forget, that this hell is going to turn into more hell. Like, the things we go through now, things we may struggle with, we're going through hell now, but this hell is going to intensify. So the things that we're going through now is light, because Esau, and the 2/3 of the nation of Israel and everybody outside of the doctrine, eventually they going to seek our blood, man. That's going to be the real test. Not what we, the things we, going through right at this moment. The real test is going to be, are you willing to, feel pain, shed blood, ultimately be put to death for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai? Because as I go down in this chapter, you're going to see the mind state of Esau, as well as the 2/3. They're going to want our blood, man. Because they're going to get sick of hearing about Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to do this, that, and the third to you. To the point where they're going to say, okay, well, let's see. It says, therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous. Who is the righteous? The hopeful elect. Those men that you see pushing the word on the corner throughout the week doing videos that are, submerged in the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Those are the men that Esau is going to lie in wait for. He's lying in wait now. They hate us, man. They hate us. So eventually, they're going to come out of lying in wait and they're going to attack, man. All right? It says, because he is not for our turn. What does that mean? We're against everything in this society. We are made reprovers, it's put here to reprove our people first and foremost, but everybody. Tell the other nations everything that you did, you're going to pay for. To tell our people everything you have done and continue to do, you're going to pay for. We are not for their turn. We are their opposition in this society. We are the only ones that speak in righteousness in this wicked society. So we have become their opposition. All right. It says, and he is clean contrary to our doings. All right. The doings outside of the law. Everybody, falls short of the glory. You go off, but for the most part, we are disconnected from this society. We could totally contrary to their doings. If you ask a man that's in the spirit about LGBT, he's clearly contrary to it. Feminism, and all manner of wickedness that is being exalted in America, we are contrary against it. So that makes you an outcast. All right, same way you see like these, quote unquote celebrities, they slip up and they start speaking some truth and then the media attacks them. What you think they're gonna do to us when they come out of lying in wait? They're gonna attack us. We're gonna be the cause for everything that goes wrong in America. This is the face of terrorism. This is, I can see it now. Because we are clearly contrary to the doings, the lifestyle, the philosophies of America. All right. He upbraideth us with our offending the law. That's 2/3 of the nation of Israel. That's how they're going to be a part of the uprising against the prophets. Because they the only ones under the law. the Israelites, and objective to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. All right. It says, it says, he professed to have the knowledge of Yahweh, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. Who is calling themselves the children of Israel? You have other camps, that do they, but starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, all right, but that's preaching the word in sincerity and truth, the 100% truth, who's calling themselves the child of the Lord, who calling themselves, the children of the Lord, who is calling themselves the prophets, who is calling themselves the hopeful elect. Men over here at GMS, he professes to have the knowledge of Yahweh. That's, what you see brothers on the corner preaching the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Of course, yeah, we profess to have the knowledge of Yahweh. We profess to have the 100% truth. And he calleth himself the child of the Lord. See, this is talking about a certain group of people, man. All right? He was made to reprove our thoughts. That's exactly what we do. Reprove the thoughts of the simple, of the Israelites, really, as well as the other nations, but chiefly we go out there to reprove the Israelites, tell them to come back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai before it's too late. He was made to reprove our thoughts. The prophets, because when you check out the prophets when they was on the scene, I'm talking about back in the ancient world, that's what they was doing, reproving the thoughts of the people. They had to go to the people and say, y'all doing this wrong, stop doing it before Yahweh Hashem Yahushai destroys you. Scripture said that the heart is deceitful above all things, your heart being your mind. So we are here to reprove your wicked mind. And for those that, adhere to the teachings of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you will be put on a righteous path. But those that don't, you will be destroyed. Prophets are sent to separate the believers from the non-believers, because the believers is going to the best of their ability try to get right, and the non-believers is just going to go head on and continue to live within this society, just like they went on to continue to live in whatever society that we were held captive in at the time, back in the ancient world, back before America. They continue to live by the philosophy of the Romans, the philosophy, the Persians, Babylonians, whoever, talking about ancient Babylon, whoever. But it's always a man sent to reprove your thoughts. A man or a group of men, the prophets, those that profess to have the knowledge of Yahweh. Prophets, man. All right. So in this modern day time, that can only be one group of people, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. That's the group of men that have been sent to reprove your thoughts, man, to try to put you on the right path. If it be the Lord's will, it ain't really up to us, It says, this is verse 15, he is grievous unto us, even to behold. For his life is not like other men's, his ways are of another fashion. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. Like, brothers know that may have been in this couple years, whatever, especially those who have been laboring for years upon years. The looks you should get while you're out on the corner. Like, everybody doesn't stop and necessarily open their mouth and scoff, but just when they look at you and they give you that, they shake their head. He's grievous for us to even behold. They don't even like looking at us. They shake their head like, these motherfuckers. For his life, it's not like other men's. All right, these other men out here, or the nation of Israel, and everybody else, all right, is just living within the parameters of the American philosophy. That's their life. We don't live within them parameters. So our life ain't like other men. That's why when you amongst, like, whether you amongst Edomites, whether you're amongst 2/3 of the nation of Israel, you standoffish. You're not really, you know, you may be considered quiet. You may be considered antisocial. You may be considered, whatever, because you don't connect with those people. Because your life ain't like their life. They worried about the affairs of the world while you worried about spiritual things. So that's why, as the scriptures say, for his life is not like other men's. We're focused on the spiritual, and the rest of the world, 2/3 of the nation of Israel, of course Esau, and all the other nations are focused on carnality. All right. It says his ways are of another fashion, because our ways are the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the ways of the scriptures, are totally contrary to society. This society, in America. It's contrary to it. So his ways are of another fashion. We don't do what everybody else does. We stick to the script of Yahweh Shem Yahushai to the best of our ability. And the script of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, once again, is contrary to the world. It's supposed to be. Scriptures speak about that. It's contrary to this world. That's why we can't mingle and really get along and, with you people, man. We do what we have to do. We step into the matrix and then we get out the matrix. Our ways are of another fashion, because these people aren't being taught the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They're only taught the ways of so-called white man Esau. So of course the things that we shun off, if I'm pronouncing the word right, eschew, like it says in Job, eschew evil. These people are attracted to that evil. So we're contrary to them. Like, for example, adultery. Adultery is you the king, type of you the head dude. If you having sex with another man's woman, you get congratulated. You kind of like that guy, but we shun that off. So that's just a example of our ways being of another fashion, because the things that are highly esteemed in this society are evil to us, but to the rest of the people, they're quote unquote highly esteemed. Is you get what they call cool points or kudos for those things, man. Being a homosexual, you are exalted. Like, look at Jesse Smollett. He got off with a federal crime. Why? He's a homosexual, man. He's juicing with the high-level homos. So he gets away with things like that. He's highly esteemed amongst the homos. If one of us would have pulled, and I know brothers know what happened, but if one of us would have tried to pull that, they would have put us under the jail. We ain't juiced in with the LGBT community. Excuse me if I said that wrong, But you know what I'm getting at. Our ways are of another fashion. We are totally contrary to this society, man. All right. It says, verse 16, we are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness, because it's filthy. He abstaineth from our ways as a filthiness. That goes back to like the book of Job, where it says Job was a man that, excuse me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but eschewed evil. Meaning he completely stayed away from it as filthiness. Because it is filthiness. We live over here in Babylon, so, LGBT is going to be brought up. Feminism, all these ideologies and philosophies, they filthy, man. Come on, man. Transsexuality, your man just wakes up one minute, not 1 minute, but one day, and he just decides to be a woman. That's filthy. That's crazy.